Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the European crossover webinar. And I'm not sure how long they'll be able to last. Myself, my throat's in pretty jacked up shape right now, so we'll see how long we can make it through the show. I would think it'd be a short show. Just don't have the throat to make it all the way through. But let's go and take a look. One of the things that we're looking at right now is on the cable. Pretty much just gave up all those gains yesterday. And there's a reference, I just kind of saw a snippet on that morning bid. Obviously it's giving up his gains, but because I guess people are really throwing everything at it. And Amanda's right. I mean, I don't know why people, I'm not going to get into politics. I don't know why I made just as an exit stage left or exit stage right, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, they're basically throwing rocks at it. You can see here, price-wise, we've given up all those gains quickly. Euro tried to make a little bit of a run, and it was trading rather quiet, but it's starting to push lower here. And dollar index, even though we didn't give up much, it says a lot that they could have pushed a little bit lower. They touched that 97.89. We've talked about the key level. 97.89 will move to the daily. If you follow this at all in this, you know how important the 97.89, at least the way I look at things, has been. And it's been a huge level. We've seen it already, gone over it, even though it's a weekly level also, and a huge 61%. Well, we took just a bare dip. I mean, this thing could have at least unraveled a little bit. And look, here it is. It defended it and it's trying to push up a little bit higher. It just speaks volumes of this dollar index. Holy smokes. You thought, okay, we've seen this story before, kind of like a little bit of a fake out breakout, and now it'll dip back in. Man, it barely pulled back. And here we are, pushing back again. Here's the euro also. So it's push up and then falling right back. Dollar yen. Remember we had I think we did give it some room yesterday to move, but our analysis for the week to start the week, someone was asking about it yesterday. I go, it's no different than what it's been since Thursday. You get a close above 995. The market's open for a challenge of 1062/80 with a price with a pause at 1031, which is a 31%. We got the pause. Support comes at 970. The low was 982, I think. And then here we made it up to, 1067 or something? And here we are dipping back a little bit here. We do have a stretch up to about almost 90, but we're not doing anything with this right now. We'll go and take a look here on the cross rates. And as I mentioned, I'm not sure how much my throat will be able to hold out because it's in pretty bad shape right now. Now it feels kind of swollen. What's his name? I think it was Olivia. They was asking me if I got the treatment. I was like, they said that I'd start feeling bad. I asked them, when will I start to see some relief? They go by Thursday. Boy, they weren't kidding because I still feel like crap today. But anyway, that being said, the Aussie dollar here, Euro Aussie is also kind of dipping back, giving some mid gains. We know how important the daily's been, and we talked about that. And let's go into that quickly. This is a very interesting one here, and I still believe we'll pretend for much lower prices. And I mentioned, I referenced it before, but this was on a very, very short-term basis, like the price structure. Blake used to talk about that back in the day. But this one is, on a very, very short-term basis. So one of the things that we've been talking about here in the Aussie was be careful with the, we said this is the analysis for the week. I usually do a basic technical again, like about the middle of the week, like maybe Wednesday evening. Because then we're doing it, here I am doing it again, in the morning show with y'all. So But anyway, it says continued upside drive, blah, 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 blah. It says the chasm between the 9 and the 2070 EMA, we talked about this yesterday, is exceptionally wide, suggesting the market is susceptible to a decent pullback. Okay, well, we already know about that. Okay, so we've got, obviously, the surprise elections. We open up, I don't know, we're open down here in super, super early trading, not retail. We run back up here to 62. We come back down here, and then we make a run up here. And really, this was a good area where the market, we'll look on the daily, could then have rolled over and come down here. But what's his name? I don't know which governor or which one it was. I don't know if it was Stephen Lowe, but said, hey, we're going to take into consideration of a possibility of a cut. Wham! That's all they needed. And they pushed it up, pushed, well, the Euro Aussie up, and Aussie dollar. Anyway, we saw them give up those gains. And so here we went right back up. We've come back down. But my point being is, like I said, we could have folded then. If we really have a chance to break lower here, and like I said, really take out, more than likely take out these lows, make a dip high, like I mentioned before, like about maybe all the way down to 60, or at least 60 and a quarter. So be cognizant of this one here. With that, excuse me, let me move into the news. Okay, hang on. I muted my mic just now. Let me go on and switch over. When we're using the GoToWebinar, I noticed that sometimes if I muted my mic, it would cause an issue coming back on or something. So hopefully this works much better using the Zoom software. I know that, as I believe, is that the Zoom is also more efficient. I know that the GoToWebinar was an absolute memory hog. Anyway, that being said, let's go on and move on. Okay, morning bid. Curtains for Theresa May. A last-ditch plan to get a Brexit deal through Parliament was universally panned last night. Hardline Brexiteers were up in arms about her offer to lawmakers of a vote of a second referendum, while Labour deemed it nowhere near meeting their demands. Now the question is whether she can even cling on to power through to early June. Do you know what? I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, this lady's got, I think Steve was going to say about nine lives. This lady must have like freaking 21 lives or something. 9 lives of a cat. I mean, she'll probably be on around probably Christmas time. I should be celebrating Christmas over there. But anyway, enough of that. Now the question is whether she can cling on to her power through early June, when the deal was supposed to be submitted to its fourth vote. Labour says it's not even worth bothering with a new vote, while their DUP allies are openly suggesting a new PM is needed. There are local media reports this morning on a move within her party to oust her after the European Parliament election results emerge on Sunday. I think Blake has made a pretty good point. I think that if you see her ousted, I think we'll see a quick drop and then probably a quick, snapback rally, because I think anybody but her is going to be good, to be quite honest. I think at least that's where the market's going to look at it. Another right-winger not living up to his high hopes for the EU election is Italy's Matteo Salvini, whose popularity has been damaged by his decision to back a junior minister embroiled in a graft case. While his far-right League Party is still seen as emerging as the largest party, it may not pull off the comprehensive victory it hoped for when the platform for a future attempt to get rid of its five-star coalition partner at the national level. He is citing out, and he's out in a newspaper interview this morning, insisting the coalition will continue to work just fine after the elections. Well, that guy's talked a lot of smack. But anyway, and I'm talking about as far as the markets. So it's just been a big mess. I'm talking about Italian debt. Market bounce or not, the trade war rumbles on. Tuesday's global stock market rally was once again being replaced by trepidation as reports of a new Washington push against Chinese tech companies underline how acrimonious the latest breakdown has become, despite some attempts to rekindle talks. We're not going to spend too much time. Let me jump quickly to sterling. Like I said, I don't know how long my throat's going to hold out. Sterling's on the big moves on Tuesday, but quickly reversed. A jump staged as UK PMA presented a revamped proposal to get a Brexit withdrawal bill through Parliament for the fourth time early next month, including the chance for lawmakers to vote on a second referendum. While the prospect of another referendum and Brexit reversal lifted sterling briefly, the reaction to the plan from both conservative and opposition Labour politicians suggests there's little hope of the bill or referendum vote passing, and press reports those accelerate moves to unseat May as PM, even before May's speech, banks such as JP Morgan have been upping their best guess percentage chance of no deal Brexit to as high as 25% from 15% previously. And that's a big deal. Let's quickly move on here, as I mentioned, to the FX. My voice is really falling apart. Dollar treads in water near 3.5-week high. Dollar kept to largely familiar trading ranges on Wednesday has found support near 3.5-week high on higher U.S. yields. The trade dispute won't be resolved easily. The risk-off move won't come off all of a sudden, said Ayaka Serra. Let's see here. Japan's exports fell 2.4% in April from a year early, down for the fifth straight month in a row, in a sign of weakness in external demand. Sumitomo's Mitsui says the yen's weakness overnight was thanks to higher U.S. Treasury yields. When yields are rising, it's natural for the dollar to be bought. The Aussie dollar is down to 68.81, drifting back to its recent low 68.65 as investors piled into wagers for 2 cuts in interest rates by the central bank this year. Well, let's hurry move on here because, like I said, I'm really falling apart. So hang on a moment. So where are we going to go? Let's take a look over the year and let's jump on this quickly. Well, nothing's changed here on the euro. It's still all about 11.30. Oh my goodness, where's the doggone trying to get my spreadsheet out. Hold on. I have to redo the reboot, but anyway, hang on. Okay, here we go. Okay, 11.30, and the resistance is still going to be the same, 12.04. So no changes here with the euro. But as I said, with the analysis that we had at the beginning of the week, $11.30 is key for daily close defense. This 11.30 is key on the daily close defense. So could we break lower? Yeah, we could. We can look at, but that's going to be important for the defense of this on a daily close. So where could we go? Let's go on and take a look at that then. Hang on. Uh, 11.26 is pretty cute right there. 11.26. Let's go with 11.24. 11.24. So if we do start to slide, we should see some support coming around there at 11.24. Resistance is still going to be the same. Key's going to be a close above 11.30. Daily close. We need to defend that. If we don't defend 11.30, it really opens the door for a move to 110 with a pause at 10.80. So. let me go on and move into the cable now. Then we got the Euro Aussie pressing against its lows here. And this was a value. I mean, that allowed it to pop. I mean, it gave, I was thinking yesterday, it said the proverbial gasoline can in the shack. So that's what the 127 offered in that sense, is if it could get, and then the match. And PMA saying was the match, and we had the proverbial gas can next to the inside the shack, and boom. So we made this big jump, but we started actually giving up everything and cleaned itself out. So support now, we talked about this before, could come down to 25.98. I think we're going to have to go with this, folks, because anybody who said, well, that's a good deal here, you know what? I'll pick it up on a little bit of a dip. I'll pick it here on a dip. I'll pick it by it. If we press too much further lower, we can really start to see this slide back. Now, that being said, some real good value down here. 26.30. That, it's really a tough little call here. But that 25.90, you know what? We'll go with that 25.98, because as it dips, other people on the other side are going to say, yeah, we just stay short until this whole thing is over. So, yeah, let's go with 25.98. 25.90 is the 70%. That's still another 80 pips away. Let's just call it 25.98. On the upside, $27.14. $27.14. And let's go move into the Aussie dollar. Well, the Aussie dollar's been a little bit interesting here, and I think it might be a little bit washed out. It might be due for a little bounce here. Um, right there. 69.33 if we get a little bit of a clip going on here. 69.33. On the downside, right there. Right, we're almost where we're at. Well, we had 68.64. That's 68.73. We'll give it the 68.64. Just give it a little bit of a stretch right here. And let's go into the Kiwi. Now we actually went down here. Look at this. We had some QE data yesterday. See 64.96, and that held. We're going to use that as our support, 64.96. We actually had that already, okay, and that held. It took about up. Looks like it took it up by 1 pip. Resistance. Let's go with 65. We'll stick with this one. There's 65.45 here, that level. I'll give it a 50 pip move off the lows. Excuse me. And this dollar CAD, we had 33.90, and that's still been in place. But we still thought eventually that we work ourselves lower. We're just going to move this just a hair bit lower here for today, since it is taking that dip right in there. See if they can test that just a little bit lower. Which takes us to 33.71. I think this market does want to work lower though. Upside. Right there at 34.34. If we're going to retain that downside bias, let's split right there. 34.38, 34.38. Now let's go into the dollar peso. Let's take a look here on the daily on the peso. Well, This is key right here, this 1892, called 1892.9 on the downside. Upside for the peso. I just took off a little bit of Euro Aussie. We're gonna go. It's 1912. Those are covered a little bit of a Euro Aussie short. That's all. But anyway, 1912. Mm. Yeah, let's go move into the dollar yen now. We still have the opportunity to move up. Now, originally we were looking at 1061, made up to 1066, kind of took a dip here. There's still one more drive we can make up in here. And I still don't know if we can make that drive up there. We may have to dip here before we can make one more drive. And let's go with 1078. 1078. And on the downside, 1006. And let's go to the cash dollar index. We're just going to move this up a little bit up higher here. to 97.68 if we were to see the dollar come off some. And let's go and move into the cross rates. Yesterday, Amanda recommended some hot tea, and boy, I tell you what, that's really helped. Boy, this thing is just simply not even moving. Look at this. Holy smokes. No changes here. No changes whatsoever here on this. Let's go and move into the euro yen. We did get it back above this trend line. Support right now would be right there. 2305. Resistance. Oh, we've certainly come back a long ways. It's going to be right there at 124. So look at the euro on. I think we can still break lower here. But the market's a little bit overdone when you think about how far we rallied up yesterday. Not overdone, but I'm saying when you look at it from trying to get the right word. relatively speaking. That's what I'm saying. So you've dropped off 50 pips from here. So yeah, you catch a little bit of a bid, and that's key. And got the 62 even. Maybe we'll make one more run up here to about, oh, I don't know, what, 62.20 maybe, if we can. But this Aussie's showing a little bit of life here, and I'm looking at the Aussie dollar. So be wary of that. So I grab a little bit off. Sub 162. I took a little bit off. Let's take a look here. Talk on it. Resistance will be right there at 62.24. Support will be right there. Call it 61.78. But if this Aussie gets a little bit of a bid, and I'm looking at the Aussie dollar, I'm using that a little bit of a cue. Watch out. Look, keep your eye on that Aussie dollar. Let's go into QE, Euro QE. No change here. Oh, we did pop up a little bit. Look. I had 71.50. We even pushed even harder than that. Other than just the highs here, I really don't see anything. This market sure is acting like it wants to. Sure is acting a little bit tired up in here. Maybe we'll start to gain or garner a little bit of momentum. But look here. But at this point, nothing of any real consequence. Let's go with 71.75. And 71.09. This Aussie yen's trading relatively quiet itself. We'll go with 75.75. Resistance will be 76.40. And just a little bit more to go. It'll be calling early today. I've got a developing a pretty good little earache now. Got to take some Tylenol. On to sterling yen. Support's going to come in right there. We just nipped it actually, right there. 39, right there. 39.78. And then support and resistance at 40.83. Might even have to tighten that up a little bit. Okay, it's 40.67. And on sterling odd, we can slide here on this one. So let's go with 83.24. My earache. The resistance is going to be 85.12. Well, maybe not that high. Hold on. Right there, 84.60. You can see here Euro Aussie just trying to hang on, and moving on to the main screen. Dollar's struggling just a little bit, but it's really struggling at the highs. You're trying to hang on, and coming into today, did have CPI here, UK CPI. Let's take a look here. Coming into the States. Canadian retail sales today, and also Mexican retail sales. And later on, we're going to have Australian manufacturing PMI. Ooh, early. That'll be a bit of a mover here. So keep an eye on that. Manufacturing PMI at 6 p.m. Eastern. That's a bit early, too. Oh. And that's all we have for today. And thanks for joining us here on the European Crossover webinar.